Apples of Gold in Settings of Silver, Chapter 6, June, Fathers and Godly Men. To my dad. Author's note: I struggled with whether to include this unedited letter to my dad or a cleaned-up version that didn't share the nitty-gritty details. I never want to dishonor anyone, especially my father, but I finally decided to use the more authentic version. This is why. I am so grateful for the fact that when God gave us the Bible, He presented those heroes of faith as what they were, human beings who were simply trophies of His grace. I have no animosity or bitterness toward my dad. I understand how you can be a person of strong faith and yet be unaware you may be hurting someone. I am so grateful for my dad's example of faith and for the way he showed his Christ-likeness in daily life. If he were alive to read this letter, he would immediately ask for my forgiveness, and I would quickly give it. Thank you, Lord, for placing me into the family of my birth. Dad, what were you thinking when you sent an unattended 6-year-old girl to plow a field? I can't imagine how you ever accomplished anything between running to the barn and back every 10 minutes to turn the tractor around and start me on the next straight line. You trusted me to keep my eyes on that distant fence post so my furrow remained straight, and I trusted you to return when you promised. I never thought to be afraid. I treasure that first lesson in trust. It instilled me with confidence for life. Physical expressions of tenderness were never your strong suit. Our family didn't hug much, and those limited, tangible demonstrations of love were usually reserved for the newest baby. I didn't realize what an empty place I held inside, devoid of your affection. I never doubted your love. You often sacrificed to make sure we had what we needed. Your gentle teasing let me know you cared. I didn't know I needed touch, too. Maybe that's part of what led to my premature marriage at 19. 2 years later, my husband attempted suicide just 3 months before our daughter was born. The situation was tenuous at best. I needed your intervention. You came to move me back to Colorado from Montana, my incapacitated car in tow, deciding at some ungodly hour on unfamiliar Montana backroads it was my turn to drive. Did I ever tell you how many times I woke up headed for the ditch, me and my pregnant belly startling back to alertness just in time to avoid disaster? Did you realize how afraid I was to tow the car? It didn't occur to you I was pregnant and totally exhausted. I took the wheel, uncomplaining, because I didn't want to disappoint you. The amazing thing is, you slept through it because you trusted me. At Martha's funeral, I slumped beside you, numb with grief. She was 10 years younger than I, dead at 24 from a head-on collision. I knew she meant so much to you. She was Daddy's girl. Yet you sat stoic without tears, reinforcing wordlessly that grief is a private matter, not one to be shared publicly. Christmas of 1992, the remaining 7 of us, our spouses and kids, came for a family reunion. Leaving Washington State with my husband for the 1,300-mile drive, I announced I was going to sit down with you this trip to ask about your life. Maybe I had a premonition time was short. My brothers had enjoyed hearing about your past from a man's perspective, but you didn't share those experiences with me, a girl. Years later, as a parent myself, hearing your life stories seemed even more significant. I should have saved my breath. As soon as we arrived, old expectations trapped me in the kitchen. No matter how hard I fought it, nothing changed. While I washed dishes and cooked Christmas dinner, my siblings sat in the living room visiting, enjoying each other's company. I had most of the breakfast dishes done and a place cleared on the counter to stuff the turkey when you banged happily into the kitchen, carrying the filthy shelves and drawers from the garage refrigerator. You expected me, already stressed, to wrestle them into pristine condition before I could even start cooking the dinner I knew everyone expected all too soon. Did you realize my deep hurt? How your thoughtlessness landed like a gut punch? I kept quiet, attacking the discolored plastic with a pent-up vigor that belied my calm demeanor. By the time dinner was done, we had eaten and cleaned up the dishes again. I had no heart to ask you for dialogue. I had lost the desire to know more about you. We had to leave the next morning to make it back for work. I don't know if you remember, but as we got ready to climb in the car, you gathered me into your arms for one of the only hugs I recall receiving from you as an adult. You even told me you loved me. I didn't know then it would be the last time. Maybe you did. Just 3 months later, I got a call you had passed. You had complained your pacemaker was keeping you out of heaven. Now you had your wish, but I had missed mine. I would never have another chance to explore topics like your childhood, the time you almost froze to death, the Philippines in World War II, how you met Mom, and other experiences you carried so silently. I was devastated, not so much because of your death, but because time had passed without breaking the mold of being the oldest daughter. I had allowed my assigned role to destroy my pursuit of what was more important, our relationship. Were you somehow aware when I wrote this poem to articulate the emotions still haunting me years later? Too late. So many plans, so little time. I didn't know how little to learn your past, joy in your now, confirm my love for all you are. So much undone, now it's too late. No second chance to see you, to sit and talk, share in your joy, receive your love till I get home. And that's when it hit me. I will have all eternity to sit with my dad and share God's goodness. I will get another chance to hear his stories, to learn more about his past. And that's why 1 Thessalonians 4:13-18 tells us not to sorrow as those who have no hope. We have hope because we know our loved ones who have died while trusting Jesus will be in heaven with us. Really, it's not ever too late for those of us who know Christ and trust Him for our salvation. We will have all eternity to enjoy those we love. Dad, I anticipate that coming conversation, dysfunction, distractions, and regrets gone. We'll share our stories, yours and mine.